Jim Paluch.
All right, thank you, Dan. That was my first introduction to music. He wanted me to leave that on for him, so that was fun to see that. Let me turn it off. I think he was wanting to drums. Oh, or I could turn it up. I could turn it up. Yeah, that's good. Let me just let it in. Yeah. Let the old guys in. Oh, you guys are great. I like you already. All right, let's have a meeting. Sorry about that. That's a tough start to a meeting if I got to stop the who. Listen, I was standing in here about 15 minutes ago thinking, all right, Jim, if it's only you, it will still be a great seminar. Okay, I still need to hear some of this stuff myself. All right, so it's good that I appreciate every one of you that cared enough to get in here, and it says a bunch about you, that you're afraid of the sun, I guess, that's what it says. No, it says, I think it's awesome that you're taking the time again, and for the next hour and a half, and then a little break, and then an hour, I hope all that happens is we just kind of educate each other a little bit. How many of you, just real quick, look at the person to your left and to your right, just think you're sitting next to an intelligent person. Just raise your hand if you think you are. Yeah. How many believe? Yeah. If you need to move, go ahead and move, okay, to do that, because I'm hoping that you learn from each other. It's one of the things that I hope take place here today. And another thing, you're going to hear me talk a whole bunch about the Working Smarter Training Challenge. Can I get something out of the way right now? I am not going to ask you to join it at the end of this. I'm not going to have an altar call and bring everybody up here for the program. It's just where we've spent the last 3 or 4 years in doing the program, yeah? We could sing Kumbaya, possibly if we're inspired to do that. But we've been doing what we're doing at JP Horizons for the past 20 years, and there's not been anything in those 20 years that has excited us more than this thing, because it keeps me from having to get on a plane. I've had a great thing happen this year. I've gone from gold elite to silver elite in the flying continental world. So that's a good thing. It's just we found a different way to do business. And I'm going to share that with you and the things that happen in this. But I'm hoping that a couple of things come out of it. One, you guys walk out of here with an idea that, hey, there's some different things that we can do. And secondly, even the processes that you learn in here that we talk about in the Working Smarter Training Challenge, if you take a couple of them back and just begin to work with them. Now, one of the things I was really interested in doing, is just real quick, and I'm just really curious on this, is I'd love to do just some psychological testing on this group. I'm sitting there watching all of you last night at dinner thinking, this will be an interesting piece. Y'all mind some psychological testing? There's no hope. Yeah, that's right. You can't fail. There's no wrong answer on this. Stanford Research Institute in Palo Alto, California said you can tell a person's personality style by which one of these 3 shapes stand out the most to them. So I'm going to give you 6 seconds to stare up here at them, and in your mind's eye, pick out which shape seems to stand out the most. You ready? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Got it? Now, just show of hands on this, just out of curiosity. Anybody pick the squares? Any square pickers right there? Cindy, I would have guessed. Most likely to be an axe murderer is what they said about those, okay? Yeah, no, the ones that pick the square, you have the ability to get a lot of things done. Doesn't mean you get a lot of things done, but you have the ability to get a lot of things done. Any triangle pickers right here? Yep. I can see that a little bit. People look at you differently. You're the creative ones in the crowd, okay? We look at you. You look at the world differently, and Ed, it looks back at you differently, okay? So you look differently. How many of you picked the circles? Circle pickers, about 50, 60%. Those that picked the circle, let me see your hands again. Stanford research said overwhelming obsession with sex and booze is what they said about the circle pickers. Yeah, it works. It always amazes me on that. I don't know how true that is, but I just want to spend a minute on this. In the past 20 years of research, we found that there's 2 types of people. Some of you maybe heard me talk about this or read about them in our newsletter, but one we call a builder and one we call a destroyer. Can you guess which one's which? Easy enough on that? Let's talk about just the destroyer just for a moment. We'll get more into it later on this afternoon. But sit down, their physical characteristics, you can see them sit down. They've got these itty-bitty, teeny, tiny ears. Why is that? They don't listen. How many have met somebody like that or have somebody like that week after week in a staff meeting that just sits there like, why don't you get some people around here that know something, like they know it all already. These beady little eyes, why is that? No vision, right? They can't see much past the future. Then they look like they've been weaned on a pickle or something, just a nasty, sour-faced person that kind of brightens up the world when you walk out of it. If we've got somebody like that on our staff, what's the best thing we can do with them? Shoot them. Who said shoot them? You hear that down through the South, all through Mississippi and Alabama. Now you're from Wisconsin, Illinois. Yeah, you'll see them down south go shoot them just like that, cock the gun and everything. That's one thing, getting rid of them. Another thing is maybe to try and help them feel a little bit better about themselves. And one of those things to do that is just simply maybe paying them a compliment. Just make them feel better about themselves. Can we do a little exercise here? How about you're going to look at the person to your left or to your right, and I just want you to pay them a compliment, okay? Even if it's, hey, Mark, you got your shoes on the right feet, man. That's awesome, all right? Look at somebody and make them feel good. Pay somebody a compliment, even if you have to make it up.
Wow, you look great in that shirt.
Awesome. Now, freeze the look on your faces. Freeze the look. Look around. What do you see? Smiles. I love that little exercise. Even though it's an exercise, you always see people just kind of brighten up and lighten up. Is there enough complimenting going on in your offices? Think about it. Are you really doing it? How about around the dinner table at night? Even if it's, honey, this is the best leftover meatloaf we've had in a long time. Just paying compliments is an important thing. And it seems like that's something that we don't do enough of. And we start getting people looking like this. Over on the other side, we've got these great big ears. Look around the room. Who's got the biggest ears? Why big ears?
Listen.
They listen. They love to participate. They love to listen. They're sitting here thinking, if I can just get one thing out of this that helps us back at our organization, our company, that's great big kids on Christmas eyes that just seem to brighten up and when you see them. But the thing I like the best is the smile. And back to that idea of smiling. Do me a favor, look at each other and just flash your best full tooth grin, all right? I mean, just give somebody a great smile. Go ahead. Let them have it. Good, there it is. Good. Hey, let's have a smile off, all right? Let's have a smile off. Give me the best smiler kind of back here. Stand up there, okay? Just stand up. Just keep these muscles loose. I want you to hold this, all right? Best smile right here. Now watch how nobody smiles now. Best smile. Who is it? Right here. And you're a home fan and great smile. What's your name? Michael and Nicole. And then the best smiler kind of up here in the front. Who is it?
Larry.
Larry, good. All right, Larry. That's it. Larry, you got your fan club here. Larry, stand. All right. Keep your applause down. Let's just watch the smiles and then we'll applaud at the end. Okay? Smile. All right, Nicole, are you ready? All right, let's have the smile. Oh, that's just natural. Pirouette around so we can see that. Good. All right, Michael, let's see it. Good. All right, Kevin, let's see that smile.
Larry.
Let's see the smile. Beautiful. All right, now, just with your applause. Okay? Let's hear it for Nicole's smile. 20 years of doing that exercise, it's the first booing. That's funny. Let's hear it for Larry's smile. You all get stuck with books, Larry. I gotta go. It's a tie. You all get stuck with books. Nicole, I got a garage full of these. Thank you very much. Thank you. I hear the authors of genius on those, so see what you think. What happens when everybody starts smiling? Yeah, and there's an energy that comes into it, isn't there? And I think that's when you hear me talk about the training challenge and all this stuff today, you're going to hear me talk a lot about people and energy and how it's time to maybe make improvements the way we do things in our organization, but we can't just magically make that happen until we engage the people in it. And that's the thing that we're going to really spend some time around. Now, asking this question of this is an important one. Why are you here? I mean, you think everybody in here is investing an afternoon of their life in here. Why? And I always wonder about that. Is it because you had to be, you felt, you kind of felt obligated to be in here, or maybe you're looking for a strategy? You know, if we had time, I'd have you do this. If you wrote your strategy down for the second half of 2009, do you have one? I mean, what are you going to do to just really make sure that the 2009 is a great 6 months, the end of 2009. And if you wrote it down, would everybody else on your team be able to write almost the same strategy? And I find often that that's not the case. That people, and there's something that this is so a key point. If we don't have a strategy, if we're just kind of que sera, sera, if our strategy is luck or whatever happens, or maybe ignore it and it'll go away or whatever, some crazy thing. Like, watch this video just a second.